Better days equal a better life. Here are 10 habits that I do on a daily basis to help me live a better life. The first thing that I do when I get out of my bed, I make sure that I stay away from my cell phone. How do I set myself up for success to stay away from my phone right in the morning? I make sure that I do not charge my phone right next to my bed. This means that when I wake up in the morning, I no longer am reaching right for my phone. Instead, I get up, brush my teeth, and get right into my morning routine. This isn't something that I've always done though. In my past, my phone was charging right next to my bed, and I found myself setting my alarm, waking up, and then immediately starting to check emails, look at social media, answer text messages, and not starting the day intentionally in a way that made me most fulfilled. So the key to winning any day is really, how are you starting that day? And one of the simplest things that you can do is make sure that that phone is not near your bed. Scientists showing that the blue light that you stare at from your cell phone when you first open it up in the morning can actually have a negative impact on your circadian rhythm. So before you get on your phone, first thing in the morning, be intentional, get into your morning routine, and then decide when is a good time for you to log on. The next thought I had was, what can I do to improve my mood to go into my day? And over the years, I've tried so many different things, from sitting outside to reading, meditating, journaling. And the thing that I found that has been the most impactful on setting myself up to have a great mood is red light therapy. So the first thing that I do after I brush my teeth, I sit down in front of the red light for 10 minutes on each side, so front to back. What does the red light help with? When you're sitting there in front of the red light, the light is actually going to help your mitochondria. If you go back to grade school biology, you know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So with all the millions of cells that you have floating around in your body, the red light is gonna help the powerhouse of each of those cells and leave you with a boosted mood, more energy, and just feeling good when you start your day. On top of that, if you're someone that's super active like myself, red light will help aid in muscle recovery, and it'll also help with your skin. Some of the problems I've had with my skin over the years is because I'm so active and I sweat a lot, it can cause acne and other issues on my back, face, and other areas. I found that when I consistently do red light, my face and my back are less likely to break out, especially during those hot Texas summer months. Something that I sometimes combine with the red light is reading a book. Typically, I try to read at least 10 to 20 minutes a day. I found that focusing on the reading has helped make me a more calm, cool, and collected person. It also gives me ideas, helps with my continuous learning. And when I go into my different meetings, podcasts, speaking engagements, I found that I've felt more confident because of the knowledge I've picked up over little 10, 20-minute spans of reading throughout each of my days. One of the struggles people have though is picking up the book in the first place. So something that I've done over the years is I've left books by my bed, I've put books in my office, and I leave 5 to 10 books right in front of me on the couch. So when you sit down, you're gonna have the decision, do I really wanna turn on that Netflix or watch TV, or can I pick up a book and learn something? I found that as soon as you pick up the book and you read one page, typically 10 minutes go by, you're 10 to 20 pages into it, and you can decide whether you want to keep reading or you can go into your day understanding that you've improved your mental health, gained a little bit more of perspective on life, and just feeling better. So the start of my days include not getting on my phone, sitting in front of the red light, and reading a couple pages of a book. I want to make it clear that you can do all of this in different orders. I've just done it to maximize my own life. And when I think about what has hurt my potential in the past, it's watching too much TV or the news. When we think about setting ourselves up for success in any day, mood and energy play a huge role in this. And I found myself never actually increasing my mood or increasing my energy after watching TV, and specifically the news. The goal of the news is to capture your eyeballs and keep you hooked. And as human beings, we tend to get hooked to problems and all the issues that are going on in the world, rather than focusing on what makes us happy and makes us fulfilled in any given moment. So if you do turn on the TV and you're watching sports or watching the news, you get caught in that story rather than the story of your own life. I don't start my day by turning on the TV and allowing myself to get attached to other stories in the world. I only attach myself to what I am doing that day, my wife is doing that day, and my friends and family and business partners. You'll find that when you start cutting out the TV and the news, you're going to feel better going into each and every day, and that's gonna build the momentum that you need to have a great afternoon and great evening, and then another great day the following day. Okay, cool. Don't get on my phone, get in front of the red light, read a couple pages, and don't turn the TV on. Sounds like a simple program to follow to start your day in the right way. But how do you keep that momentum throughout the entire day and make sure that you continue to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself? One of the things that I don't think gets looked at enough is how much water are you drinking throughout the day? A lot of people are chronically dehydrated and they don't even realize that. When you intentionally set yourself up in the morning to have high energy and good vibes, you're gonna make better decisions. And a lot of those decisions are gonna be revolving around what are you drinking and what are you eating. So make sure that throughout this process of your morning routine, you kick it off by drinking water. And if you want a simple addition to that, add some lemon juice or some salt, or you can invest in electrolytes such as Relight, LMNT, and all the other brands that are on the market. Something that I've done personally to make sure that I get enough water intake throughout the day is I have my half-gallon hydro jug. 1 to 1.5 gallons of water a day is sufficient for me. Maybe 2 gallons on days where I'm sweating a lot. For the average human being, you can check out videos from Andrew Huberman and other people like him who talk about relatively try to get that gallon in of water every single day. With the hydro jug half gallon, I know that I just have to finish it twice and I hit my gallon mark. I think this goes without me saying. Everyone knows that movement and exercise can be extremely helpful for having a great day. In my case, if I do not work out or run that day, I get extremely irritable, frustrated, and can come off a little bit too aggressive when I'm in conversation with my wife and other people around me. I make sure that movement is a pillar for me having a great day and an overall great life. I couple that with going outside. So these are gonna be kind of like a 1 and 2 combo. Getting outside early on in the morning will help you with your circadian rhythm, or if you want to take a walk at the end of the day and watch the sunset, it'll have the same effect. So your sleep-wake cycle, if you can get in front of the sun in the morning and the night, is going to be more efficient, you're going to have better sleep. And when we talk about having a great day, sleep is vital to that, but I'm most concerned with how do I set myself up for great sleep in the first place. And getting outside, movement and exercise play a pivotal role in that. One of the things I struggled with in the past, and I think can relate to a lot of other people, is when you think about movement and exercise, there's so many different variations and things you could be doing. So which one is best? You know where you're at in your health journey, but when I think about lowest common denominator for everyone out there, it's walking for 30 minutes to an hour each and every day. Or another simple way to think about it is doing something that's gonna make you sweat. So start there and build a momentum. Eventually you'll become more confident and you'll be able to pick up more modalities. So over the years, I've tried so many different modalities of fitness, from lifting weights to HIIT, to running, to CrossFit, you name it, I've tried it. But it all truly started with a passion for moving my body and being outside. This next habit is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm currently 18 plus months sober from alcohol and marijuana. It's something that I focused on after I received blood work back in 2020 that made me truly realize the things that I was putting in my body was having an impact on my mental, physical, and spiritual state. One of those things that was having a huge negative impact on my liver was alcohol. So what began as a journey to cut it out for a month and then 90 days eventually led to me saying, you know what, I'm going to go an entire year and see how I feel. And after going that year, I realized I felt so much better by cutting it out that I just kept it going. And when I reflect back, it's a no-brainer because when I think about having a great day and a great life, putting toxins into my body are not something I would write down on my whiteboard as something I would put into my life to make it great. When it comes to marijuana, I don't necessarily consider it a toxin, it is a plant, but when I looked at my personal stats on my Aura and my Whoop, I realized that it had a negative impact on my sleep and my HRV, and as somebody who has aspirations to become the best self that I can be, I wanted to make sure that I'm recovering so that every day is a great day. I want to make it very clear that both of these things are things that I chose to cut out of my life because it makes a better day for me. Maybe it's a little bit different for you, and that's okay. Some of the other toxins that I cut out of my life is I reduced the amount of sugar that I intake and processed foods. My wife and I also installed a water filtration system in our home because there was chlorine, ammonia, and other heavy metals that were entering our water. And because we drink so much water each and every day, we don't want those toxins entering our body. So that investment was a no-brainer. If you want to go even deeper in understanding the different toxins that are in your body, you can go get your blood work done and get a heavy metal test. That will help you understand what's entering your bloodstream and what may be causing issues that you might not necessarily be able to see or feel in the current moment. When we're thinking about our great days, mood, energy, sleep, the foods we eat, what we're drinking, they all play a role. But after you are spending your energy throughout each and every day, what are you doing to make sure that you are recovering? I'm somebody that likes to spend as much energy as possible. And when I would do that, I wouldn't necessarily recharge. I would fill my body with toxins, I wouldn't eat the right things, I would spend time with negative people, and that caused me to burn out. Well, after removing the toxins, removing the people that stole energy from me, not only did I feel better, I freed up time to invest energy elsewhere. And some of this energy gets put into recharging and recovering so that I feel even better as the days go on. And two things that have had an immense impact on my life is sauna and ice baths. If you want to learn more about these two modalities, I do have individual videos that you can go watch. But when it comes to setting myself up to have a great day, sauna and ice play a pivotal role. And of course, it helps me with my muscle recovery, it helps me feel a little bit better, but something that I don't think is spoken about enough is it helps bring you peace in your life. How do I know this? Because when I don't do ice and I don't do sauna, I've realized that sometimes I get in arguments with my wife, I'm a little bit more agitated in business meetings, and I have an overall feeling of inflammation and frustration that I now understand that I have because I have the data of doing contrast therapy some days and not doing it other days. On the days that I do the contrast therapy, the sauna and the ice, I show up as a much more peaceful person, and I really like myself when I'm like that. And then on other days, when I don't do the contrast therapy, I am more irritable and I show up as a person that isn't my best self. Habit number 10 is connecting with your community. When we talk about having a great day, something that sets the tone for each and every morning is your purpose that you feel you have in this world. And when you have a close-knit community and you're connected to other people, that purpose can be even more fulfilling. Because now, not only are you showing up for yourself, you're showing up for others. So everything that you do either has a positive or negative ripple. And I don't know about you, but I always want to lean into the positive side of how I'm showing up. If you're familiar with the blue zones of the world where people are living the longest, their environment plays a heavy role in why that's the case. Yes, they might be eating a certain way and exercising. The data shows the people that are living the longest live in a close-knit community of family and friends. So not only will connecting with your community help you live longer, it'll also boost your immune function, help with your cognitive capabilities because your community will help give you resources and knowledge that you might not have had before. It'll encourage personal growth because some of your friends or your family might introduce you to new skills and experiences. And overall, human connection reduces stress. And stress is not good if you want to have a great day. Fortunately, here in Austin, Texas, we are thriving with connection and community. So if it's something that you find yourself struggling with, please reach out. I'd love to help you. And if any of the other habits that I mentioned here today are something that you'd love to implement in your life, but you're unsure how to necessarily go about doing so, shoot me a message. I'd love to help. I hope this video has encouraged you to write down your own list of habits that will help you have a great day and turn those great days into a great life.